Hi, this is Peter. Welcome to another episode of Beyond Cable. Today we're going to be doing this from our office. You're going to have to excuse the dogs. They're playing just a little bit. Also, I was going to do this in conjunction with doing the last video I did. It is about an hour and a half later after I did that one, as obvious by the fact that there was a controlled burn and everything was ashy and sooty. I chose not to do this particular part of the video. I was going to do there. It's also a bit windy to have done it anywhere else than outside, so that's why we're sitting in the office. At any rate, I want to preface this by saying these are just my opinions. These are just things that I've learned or decided to do based on my personal experience. Your results may vary, your experience may vary, and if you do something and you get out there and you get hurt or whatever, it's not my fault. You should always take anything you see on the internet with a grain of salt and tailor it to your own personal experience, what you know to do, how you know to do things. Okay. Now, in the last video I showed you some places to just kind of hunker down out the wind, get your fire going, get dried off, which in my opinion is paramount to surviving a wintertime situation where you fell in the water. You're outdoors enough in the wintertime, you're going to get wet, be it snow melt, be it a sudden rainstorm, be it falling in the water, whatever, you're going to get wet. Fact of life, if it hasn't happened to you yet, it's going to happen to you. It's going to happen. It's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Ask any outdoorsman who's lived long enough, they will tell you it's happened. Okay. I showed you that I have a pocket knife with me all the time. I have a lighter with me all the times. I suggested that that lighter should be in a Ziploc bag or waterproofed somehow if you're going to be around water. At that point, I take it as a dedicated survival, quote unquote, I hate using that term, lighter. I don't use it to light my fires every day. I don't use it to light my fires, campfires, whatever. Once I put a lighter into a Ziploc bag, or what I'm about to show you, it is a dedicated survival tool. I have only once in my lifetime failed to get a fire going, and at that failure, it was not an emergency situation. I'm going to preface this by saying with a cigarette lighter, I've been able to get a fire going anytime I wanted to. So one time, and that one time, the conditions were just horrible. Wind was blowing. Everything was wet, and I really just couldn't get one going. Didn't have any. Well, I chose not to use what I'm going to show you. All I was trying to do was with natural. Anyway, what I've done here is I've put together what I'm going to call a bare minimum emergency kit, emergency shelter kit, I should say. This, and I will show you later on in future videos how this will help you block the wind and help you keep yourself a little warmer, getting a fire going. Also, this is useful in summer for shade to keep you from overheating. We'll get into that later on as well. Okay, what I did, and I'm going to say, yeah, y'all have seen my EDC kit. I've shown you things on the EDC kit. I went out and bought everything here except two items in here. I went out and bought everything here special to put in this kit. This is $20 right here. That's all it is, including the carabiner clip that I bought so I can clip to my belt. Okay, we're going to open this up. Now, I did not specifically buy this paracord for this kit. I had this paracord on hand. You can tell it's faded. It's been used. So this was a 50-foot hank of paracord when I started. Orange, you're not going to find at Walmart. All this came from Walmart. Orange, you're not going to find at Walmart. I haven't seen it. I've seen green and black. Paracord's paracord, bank line, whatever you want to use. I used 50-foot because I like having quite a bit of line to work with, and I'll show you why that's important, and I'll show you some things on that. Once again, I'm not going to go into tarp origami. I'm not going to go into knots. I'm going to assume that you can research that. Got 3 little aluminum cheapo tent stakes. The bag itself came with this 5x7 tarp. Cheap 5x7 backpacker's tarp. I think it was like about 10 bucks. It was the most expensive item in here. I have put little loops of paracords on the 4-corner grommets. I'm not going to fold this out in this room. And I have a waterproofed cigarette lighter with wet fire. Now, this is just wet fire I purchased. Now, the only thing that makes this over $20 to have done this is this wet fire here and this actual Seal a Meal, vacuum seal bag. And the reason I say that is because you had to buy these in a package of several. So just putting this one here individually doesn't do that. And you have to buy a roll of this bag material, and you have to have the Seal a Meal. Once again, you can do the same thing with Ziploc bag. I put the lighter and the wet fire in here for a reason. You will probably not see me tear this apart and use this. I may or may not use another one of the wet fire cubes. I have them stacked other places. But this is a waterproofed emergency get a fire going. And the wet fire will allow you to dry out things. You don't have to mess with finding tinder. You don't have to do anything. That's why I did this. This is a kit that anyone could set up and use, and that's the point on this. Okay. I'm not, like I say, I'm not going to go into you set up your tarp like this to make a tent and like that, and you should be using a bigger tarp. You should be using canvas tarp, etc. This is not a long-term thing. This is an emergency. I fell in the water. I need to have a windbreak, and I need to be able to dry myself off with a fire. It is also a sunscreen. It is not a expensive tarp. It's not a long-term shelter. I'm not discussing long-term survival. Well, I don't even call that survival, but it's an extended, unexpected camping trip. I'm not discussing that. What I'm talking about is doing something immediately to affect your ability to live and survive. This is going to be the kit I'm going to use. I will, like I say, I won't be zipping the lighter out the bag, due to the fact that then I got to reuse. Then I can't reuse the bag. Then I got to make another bag, and the wife is very peculiar about how much of her vacuum sealing bag she lets me use. She liked the idea of doing that. She likes the idea of me showing y'all some aspects, but she wouldn't want to reseal it. Okay. At any rate, this is part of what I wanted to show you today, and I didn't get the chance. Now, I will go over how to set this up in a couple different ways to be good to survive with. It's not, like I say, a long-term shelter, although it could be if necessary. This is not everything you'll need to spend days or weeks in the wild. This is a small package that will allow you to block the wind, get a fire going, and warm up. That is the most important thing in wintertime, is keep your core temperature warm. Along with that, you would want to drink some hot fluid. You want to make you some coffee or something, hot chocolate. If you have your hot chocolate, you have a method to making hot chocolate. In my opinion, you are just merely, camping out or doing a day trip. You're not, in your boat flipped over, fell in the water, whatever, and trying to immediately affect your ability to survive. Like I say, this weighs practically nothing. I mean, it's a little heavy. It will clip to a belt loop. I have used a carabiner clip that has the ability to be screwed on, so that way you don't lose it. You can also, clip it around your belt and let it hang that way. Probably want to flip the flip the carabiner, however you need to do it. anyway, you're going to see this later. And like I said, the only thing you're not going to see is me use this lighter, because I'll carry a lighter in my pocket if I'm in a place I can have a fire. Today, even if it hadn't been a control burn, I couldn't legally just build a fire in the middle of the place. A lot of folks do build fires on the shore, for evening fishing and whatnot, and I have done that in the past, but they've gotten a little particular about that area. They've even got signs up to say no camping, which used to you could camp up there all you wanted to. Alright, that's about it. Just wanted to show you this little quick kit I picked up. Like I say, it's $20 worth of stuff out of Walmart. If you had to buy Ziploc bags, it might put it a little bit more than that. Like I say, you have to buy the wet fire and put it a little bit more than that. But you shouldn't spend $20 on having something that will definitely help you block the wind and reflect a little heat from a fire. Like I say, once again, this is not a long-term survival kit. This is not something I'm going to be sleeping under unless I have to. We'll discuss that later. And like I said, it can also be used in summertime to keep you shade. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.